and return to campus plans. You can visit our website or come meet the team in the Student Center 101/102 across from the Still office. Remember, T-Birds, we care about you. You are not alone.
Tonight's main event.
Where's the Friday?
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious.
On this blessed Friday, let us give thanks.
So, another Friday is upon us.
WTF? Where's the Friday? I love this. I'm so happy to be here, and I have a good lineup today. I have three good interviews, so there'll be a break from between 10 and 11, but that'll be fine. Maybe I'll find another one out there. Anyway, I'm here with Baker Henry. This guy is so cool. But before we get into that, I just want to say, go to YouTube. You can watch us live right now. It's at Widowed, Trio, and Freedom. So Widowed, I'm a widowed dad. Trio, I have 2 little boys, and I'm doing this for the freedom. If you choose to support me, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good fun stuff, I hope to do this for the rest of my life. So hopefully I can bring some just some good insight on people's lives and see how we get through hard things. I think that's the biggest thing for me is doing hard things, ladies and gentlemen. We can do it. Anyway, Henry.
Baker.
Mr. Baker. Mr. Henry. Baker.
Yes, Mr. Henry. Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's all good. It happens all the time.
Dude,
my whole life it's been a thing. So.
Yeah. No, it's a cool name, and it reminds me of a limerick or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a twister. It's good. What do you do here?
So I am a student, first off.
Yeah.
In my last year, so I'm going to be graduating. Well, I probably go through the summer. We'll see what classes I need to do. But we're getting towards the end, so I'm excited about that. And then I also work over at the PE building. Yeah. Just across the street over there.
That's how I met you.
It's a great time. Get to meet a lot of people. Do a lot of things. Do a lot now with the intramural program. So we're doing volleyball and soccer right now. So we're keeping pretty busy with that.
And what is that?
So the intramural program, you sign up, you can create a team. There's a small fee to be able to participate. And you get a team, and we have it's basically a volleyball league, football league. We did flag football earlier. Then we have a soccer league that's starting today. So we do like a little regular season. Everybody plays. Everybody, you get ranked in the standings, and then we do a playoff. You get a champion eventually, and they get a pretty cool T-shirt out of it. So
nice.
It's awesome. It's a good time. A lot of people come out for it. So
great. Is this indoor, outdoor?
So yeah, it's a little bit of both. We're doing. We just started actually the Turkey Bowl, which is football, but in November.
Yeah.
And so we're outside with that right now.
Okay.
And then, but we're also inside with volleyball, and then soccer will also be inside.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys got a soccer court over there?
No, so we just play it on the in the gym, in the basketball gym.
Oh,
We just set it up and play
nice.
it in there. Yeah.
Soccer's fun.
It is super fun. Yeah,
That
it's a good
sounds
time.
brutal. I've done indoor soccer. Indoor soccer is pretty fast. It's a fast-paced game.
Yeah, and then we're only doing it's 5v5, so it's small teams. And you're just running
just
back
ripping
and forth.
into it. I like that. We in Australia we used to always play indoor cricket too.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was super
Cricket's
fun.
a super cool sport.
Well, that's the only way it gets cool is when you it's either the one-dayers or it's indoor cricket. Indoor cricket, because it's such a small, because when you get a big pitch and you're paying for days, it's just stupid.
So long.
So boring.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so boring. But the one-dayers are amazing.
I remember when I first heard that cricket can take days, and I'm like, that's
stupid.
crazy.
So stupid.
That's got to be.
This is my terminology of America looking at cricket, right? So America comes over here and we're like, we just play cricket, game sucks. How can we make it better? Actually, that's a pretty good game. The one-dayers are great. So why don't we grab the pitch, bring it closer to us, and then it's just one. No, let's make it wide.
Mm-hmm.
So make 4 bases on this thing. It's perfect. Like the way how America has set up baseball is like the best cricket game ever.
Yeah, baseball's really fun, and it's really cool.
And I need to say I'm sorry if I just tread on baseball there, because baseball is an amazing game. I really love it. Go Dodgers.
Oh yeah, hey, Dodgers. Yeah, good for them, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, no, they slayed that. But I like how basically I think America took the fundamentals of cricket and made it awesome.
Yeah.
And so awesome. You know, like it's a fun day going to watch a game. Of
Yeah, and
baseball.
it's such a hard sport to play as well. Like it's you don't realize how hard it is to hit a baseball until you're sitting in a batter's box and someone's pitching 90 miles per hour at you.
Oh man.
And I played in high school for a little bit, and I never had to face anybody that good that's pitching 90, but like even 70.
But even now, even the young kids now, they're pitching 70. They're pitching
know
80.
there's
Every now
some,
and then you get a freak that's pitching 90. It's like, how are these little kids are going up against that?
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
I struggled with in high school with the 70 mile per hour, and so it was.
That's fast.
It's crazy to see how people can be so.
Yeah. So so you're the one that set all this stuff up over there. And what's it called again? You sort of
It's intramural. So I'm
intramural.
Yeah, intramural.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like an assistant supervisor
Okay.
over there. The main guy in charge, his name is Colt Evans. And then there's another guy that's just ahead of me. His name's Hunter Bentley.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of help him out. I help Hunter out. Colt is the director of intramurals, and then Hunter and I are like supervisors for him. We're the ones that are kind of his left and right hand.
Cool.
Well, because most of the sports are later in the day, they go throughout the evening. So we're the ones there making sure everything runs smoothly and all this.
So this is really cool. I've got to touch on the fact that it doesn't cost too much money, right?
No, it's never too much. Yeah.
And is it just for students?
So faculty can join, and I believe non-students, non-faculty can join if
So
they're
it's
around,
open for everyone.
like spouses, stuff like that, fiancés, boyfriend, girlfriends,
Yeah.
whatever, anybody. If you have a connection to the school, you can play. So it's
Oh, okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You live in this town? Yeah, you got a connection. You're good.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I like the fact that, as we get older, there's just nothing for us, and everything sort of relies on us to get out there and get active and get physical and all the rest of it. And most of us are like, it's just too easy to quit.
I know, yeah. It's a really awesome opportunity. A lot of people play. We actually had in football, we had a team full of all the advisors. They had a co-ed team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they'd come out and they'd play, and it was super fun to see them play, because a lot of them didn't have a lot of experience with it, but they still came out and they
just gotta
played.
have a go,
It's
mate.
fun to get out.
It changes your world too, eh? Mm-hmm. And when you get into a team environment and you do some team sports, it's pretty. You help each other and you get a goal, and it was between 3 of you. It's like, yeah, we did it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
it's
It's just an accomplishment. It's fun to be part of a team.
So let's jump into your life, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I've met you through the, what do you call it over there?
The fitness center.
Fitness center.
Yeah.
I've met you over there. You know what I mean? It's I've slowly meandered my way into trying to get fitter, because I want to be for my kids as they get older.
Exactly.
I'm 45, man. I'm hovering around that age.
Yeah, we got to
It's
stay
like,
fit, right?
I gotta make some habits now that stick in for the rest of my life.
For sure.
Because I know one thing, I worked in Hollywood for a long time, and most of the people that are super fit, not super fit, but just fit, and take care of their body and their intake, they look good when they're old. You know what I mean? It's the ones that don't do anything. It's like, ooh, you lost everything.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not good. So yeah, I've been over there, and I've kind of got to know you a little bit. I think to me you seem as a gentle giant. You know what I mean? You're a big dude, you're not small. How tall are you?
I'm 6'4", yeah.
6'4", yeah, you're a big dude. But you're so easy, so approachable. You know what I mean? If anyone ever needed any help over there, you'd be easy to go ask,
Yeah, I've always tried to be like that. I know how big I am, and I've always tried to have a pretty positive disposition in life,
Yeah.
It's kind of, I've never found a reason to, there's always something to be happy about. There's always something to enjoy. So it's good to always make other people feel that way too. So I try my best.
I like that.
So
Well, you just do you.
yeah.
Yeah. Everyone says try their best. It's like, are you really? It's who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. So where did you grow up?
So I grew up about 3 hours north of here in Spanish Fork, Utah.
Okay.
It's about 15 minutes south of Provo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I grew up. I was pretty much in Spanish Fork my whole life.
That's just
grew up,
north of Payson, right?
Yeah, just north of it. Was right next to
Yeah.
it. It's spotty a little bit in Utah County when I was younger.
Oh yeah. It's grown now though.
Yeah, and I like Provo, Springville, Orem. But yeah, we settled in Spanish Fork for
Yeah,
most
it's a good
of
place.
it. Yeah, it's
got
awesome. I
everything
love
there.
it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful town, and it's growing a ton.
Yeah, I know, it's massive.
Since I graduated high school, it's
Yeah.
gotten so much bigger, so much is going on there. So
You know, it's funny to talk about growth in Utah because I mean growth across the world. I mean, everything grows, everything changes, but Utah is so exceptionally different because every family has 5 kids. That's probably the average right there. Every
Yeah.
family has an average of 5 kids. Some have 10.
yeah, it's crazy.
Some
I don't know.
are just wanting punishment that much for that many years.
Yeah,
No.
it's crazy. I mean, I got a little lucky. We only had 3 , so it was
wow.
me and my 2 younger sisters. So
Uh-huh.
it was a little bit quieter of a house
Good.
than some of the other ones in the area. So
I'm all for big families, man. I kind of like it. It's when they turn to mayhem. It's kind of crazy. But when I first came through there, it was in 2006, and I drove up. I drove from over in Arkansas because I was working over there, and I come over to Utah for a work visa. And as I was driving through, man, the best drive ever too, because America's so pretty.
Yo, it's gorgeous.
So pretty.
Gorgeous.
We come up through Moab, see the hole in the rock and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
When I came out there at American Fork, and coming up through there, it was just farmlands. It was nothing like it is today.
I know.
Yeah. So even from there to the point of the mountain, which is what's that, 40 minutes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. From that point to up there, even all of that was farmland. And now it's full.
Well, and you have like the Lehigh roller mills that's out there. I mean, if
crazy.
you've seen Footloose, right? Like
Yeah.
Like you're like. If you were to tell somebody that was Footloose, they'd
Yeah.
be like, "There's no way."
There's no way.
If they go there now,
Where's
because
the fields?
it's so much
Yeah.
bigger and so much different now. So
And it's funny too because you watch Footloose, you see the Lehigh Mills there. They look so big in the movie, like it looks so staunch.
Yeah.
And you drive past it now, and they're so little, and it's so built up. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, yeah.
They should have protected that a little bit better around there. They shouldn't have made.
You'd think
you can't
they
be
would.
big around these mills. We've got to protect these because everyone knows Kevin Bacon.
yeah,
The Kevin Bacon mills. They should just
Yeah.
name it. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. And everyone's got a story about that too, which is it's kind of fun.
yeah, it's awesome.
No, it's great. Utah's a fun place. It's a very, very different dynamic for many reasons, but the growth-wise is crazy how it does grow. So how old are you?
I'm 25 years old. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay, so I've got 20 years on you. Ugh. that was my life in Australia beforehand.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think.
It's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah. Anyone that's in Australia, that distance is probably like, think of maybe Penrith to Parramatta, and it's as full as that too. I don't know if that means anything. Anyone out there? So you grew up there. You got 2 sisters. What do mum and dad do? All that sort of stuff. Was it good
Yeah.
life?
So when growing up, my mom worked at a place called Backstage. They basically like did cataloging for school libraries and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So she worked there for a long time, and then my dad worked at a bank while I was growing up, and then I went on my mission, and my dad got let go from the bank job, and then my mom eventually got let go from her job, and now they're kind of working. My mom works for Intermountain Hospitals right now. She works technically like the front desk stuff. Takes calls, sets appointments, and
Oh man, this could be a hard job.
yeah, it is. She
gonna be
she
hard.
comes home and she always
drained, huh?
Yeah, sometimes she has to work nights and late nights, and
So sorry.
she'll tell us like crazy stories of people that came in, and like she'll be like, she's like, you can never get a motorcycle because like I see too many people come in and have these crazy injuries.
They don't wear helmets.
Yeah.
Utah, you don't have to wear a helmet.
Yeah, it's crazy. So she always tells that. And then my dad, he works a couple different things. He drives for a company where they pick up like medical waste things.
Oh wow.
And then he drops it off, and then he works at Walmart as well on the side.
I hate how we got to do 2 jobs.
I know.
This is so
it's a
stupid.
struggle.
This economy is dumb. It's like, how rich do you rich guys want to be?
Yeah.
Stop it already. Give us some money. Let us have a life. Let us enjoy our family.
Exactly.
It just really gets me so wrong. You know, what I mean, it drives me crazy, man. And these rich guys are just getting super uber rich. I need to fly my jet to the Starbucks to get a coffee.
Yeah, and we're this the little people down here
Yeah, and
struggling.
we're doing three jobs. There's people on the average now. It's 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Man. 3 jobs.
Yep. It's.
How out of touch are those guys?
I know.
You know what I mean?
They have no idea.
Oh, I wish they did a hard day's work. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens. Wall Street would change big time. Oh, I suppose we could give you guys a little bit of money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. My rant for the day. Sorry, guys. No, it's a valid situation. You know, that's the average deal right there.
Yeah,
what
it
your
is.
mum and dad are doing. Your mum's not doing something that she loves. She's doing a job that pays probably decent.
Yeah.
Not great, but decent. You know, and she's trapped into doing that job. Because honestly, what would your mum do?
She probably want to stay somewhere around that. She liked her favorite part about it was the other job was she got to travel all the time. Go travel to, different colleges around the country and all kinds of things. So she misses that a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the biggest thing she misses. But you got to make do with with the situation. So.
Yeah, and it's funny too because as progression gets older, we all get older. You know what I mean? It pigeonholes you into, oh well, you really can't do much, and we don't really respect because you're older now. So just go do that job that's soul sucking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, Mum. I'm so sorry. I hope that life gets better because you deserve it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, not from that tangent. Your sisters, what do they do?
Yeah, so I'm the oldest of 3.
Okay.
We're all 5 years apart. So
Okay.
my youngest sister, I'm 10 years older than.
Okay.
She's still in high school. She's a sophomore right now.
Oh wow.
In high school.
Do they play basketball or anything?
So they were soccer.
Oh,
They're
wow.
huge into soccer. They play club soccer. They play
Good.
high school soccer. So they keep really busy with that.
Yeah. Swim fit game.
Yeah. And then my middle sister, she's at UVU right now. She just started going to UVU this semester. So
Okay. What's she learning?
she's actually in like criminal justice. She wants to do like crime scene investigation.
Oh
stuff.
man.
Yeah, it's super
That
cool.
sounds like fun, but crazy at the same time.
Yeah,
because you're ingesting that.
She took a class in high school, like a concurrent enrollment, like college class in high school for criminal. What's it called? Criminal justice.
Yeah.
She learned a lot of cool stuff, and she thought it was really cool. So she wanted to dive right into that.
I mean, if people can do it. I had Sam in here the other week, and we talked about it, and she wanted to maybe turn to do prosecuting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I kind of addressed it the wrong way, I think, so sorry, Sam. But honestly, to go and do jobs like that, it's crazy. That's amazing. That people be so selfless to go after it. Because, I mean, you're living in it, you know what I mean? And that's the thing that I was my point that I was trying to get across with Sam, and I don't think I did a good job. But we need people like that, you know, and we need the smart ones. And
yeah,
Sam's
it's
one
super
of them.
cool. People willing to, put themselves in those situations that most people wouldn't want to be in. Even just having to see the things that they see.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but the fact that they put themselves in those situations to be able to help. The families and the people that are victims
selfless.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's super cool. So.
Yeah. And then growing up, so obviously you got a sound family. It's LDS. You guys are tight. Everything's nice there, which is such it's a different way of life. I mean, I experienced a lot in life, and I know I grew up in a place that wasn't so great. You know what I mean? With parents that were never there, and you miss out a lot of fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning this now firsthand with me being with my boys all the time. I'm so thankful. I'm so glad that I stopped what I was doing, because I could have stayed corporate. I made enough money. You know what I mean? I could have bought a full-time nanny and just kept going.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't, and I'm glad that I chose the path that I'm on now, even though it's been the hardest road I've ever done, man. I've been so broke.
I bet.
You know what I mean? But I live off $1,300 a month. That's nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's a struggle. Yeah,
it's mad struggle. Yeah, but it shows you things of what you can actually do without. You know what I mean? It took a couple of years for me to be like, I can't have that because I can't afford it. bugger,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But it shows me now, like being there for my kids, like it's just opened my world up, and I really appreciate that. I never had that as a kid. I saw other dads out there with their sons. You know, my cousins especially. My cousin Nathan and his dad Kevin, man, those guys they were a team. You know what I mean? Like, and his dad pushed him hard, but Nathan worked hard, so he did really good in football over there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Rugby league
Yeah.
and excelled. It's fun to see what was missing when with what I went through. So
Yeah,
now I'm
totally.
getting that experience. What sports did you go into as a kid?
So, I played a little bit of everything growing up, but
Yeah.
first love was football. I started that in about third grade.
Yep.
Or, padded up in third grade.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Basketball was around the same time, and then baseball as well.
Yeah. So you're around 8 years old, huh? 8, 9 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah, right around there. Yep.
Yeah.
And then and I played a little bit of baseball and a little bit of soccer.
Uh-huh.
Those were the two, like, just on the side,
Staples.
just for fun, just to keep busy. But football and basketball were the main two that
That got you going?
I was a part of. So those were the ones that kind of followed me up into high
Yeah.
school and stuff like that. So.
And you took it fairly serious. Like you played. I mean, you played here.
Yeah, so I took it pretty seriously. I didn't really. So when I was in high school,
Is
I
that
was
fun?
I was a little skinny kid. I wasn't little, but I was a tall, skinny kid. So I
Yeah,
didn't have a lot of aspirations until going into my sophomore year. I hit a big growth spurt and got to be
Filled out.
6'4", and I was pretty tall, and I realized that I could have. It's a possibility to maybe play in college, and
You really could have.
I wanted that to be a goal. And then junior year came around, it was all right, it wasn't great. And then that next summer I took it really seriously. There's a guy in my neighborhood, his name was Dave Acosta. He's sadly no longer with us. He died a couple years ago. It was kind of sad, but I worked with him that whole summer going into my senior year, and we really worked through a lot of things. And it was a lot of mentality stuff, just being able to grind through hard things, and that helped me a lot going into my senior year.
Let's talk about that for just 2 seconds,
Yeah.
right? You talk about hard things.
Yeah.
Let's not brush over that because that's important.
Yeah.
What was the hang-up?
It was just a lot of mentality things, just being able to get over that edge. You're right. Before that, it was a lot of just get right up to the edge and then just stay there.
okay. Yeah,
right?
safe,
Exactly.
safe.
And I struggled with that a lot in my my sports career.
Was it physical size that held you back? To
No,
what
I
you
think
wanted
it
to
was
do?
just a mental thing straight up. Like,
Wow.
just had to get over it because I had the abilities, right? It was something my dad always told me, is your body can always go farther than your brain tells you.
Absolutely.
Right? So there's always that next level.
Yeah.
And he would tell me that all the time, and it took me that summer to realize that. And working with Dave, so it was a great experience being able to work with him.
So mind over matter, he helped you. That's
Yeah,
like-
and we would do drills and stuff like that, and work on things, but it was a lot of mostly like mental training.
Yeah.
So
And we
it was,
need that.
Yeah, it was
Everyone
so
needs a coach.
crucial for me in that time too. So it was awesome.
So out of that, you brought that to the table and you excelled a little bit in football.
Yeah, I
is that
did.
right?
I did a lot better. I played tight end in high school.
Yep.
And I played for a school that mostly ran the ball, so I blocked 90% of the time.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't get a lot of catches or anything. It was a lot of blocking. I actually swapped over to offensive line for a couple of games my senior year, just because we were really short on players at that position. So
Yeah, 'cause I saw you move around. There's a little film clip on
Yeah.
I think it was on YouTube, and it's just you just doing a bunch of different plays, and you did everything.
yeah,
I mean, it was kinda cool.
and I played on the defense as well.
Yeah.
I played for a small school.
Yeah.
So they
So they
had
moved
me,
you around a bit?
my senior year. I was playing both sides. I played defensive end, outside linebacker, and then tight end. So I was
Yeah.
on the field all
Yeah.
the time.
Physically seeing you there, I mean, you're big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what I mean, you're super tall, not so thick, and you held your own. Like you
Mm-hmm.
hold pretty good up against those little guys. You know what I mean? That was also
Yeah.
fun to watch. But then you would see you run, and you could actually run. Like you
Yeah,
had some legs, man.
I think I surprised
Yeah.
a lot of people with,
Yeah.
especially in high school. I'm a little bit bigger now, so I'm not quite as fast.
Sure.
But I was,
But the twitch was there.
yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
I was something I like to surprise people with how fast I could run.
And you
know?
could. Like
Yeah.
I was amazed. Like, wow, he can actually move really fast. You would step over people almost. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
So.
So
yeah,
you
it
brought
was
that
really
up
fun.
here?
What was that?
So you brought that into the football, and
Yeah.
tell me about that.
And yeah, it was just so when I came here, I came to SUU here, and they were doing walk-on tryouts.
Oh wow.
So I decided I wanted to go because it's always been a goal of mine to play college football.
Yeah.
And so I went to the tryouts and was there. We went through a couple drills, and I got a call that evening that they were going to have me on the
Yeah,
team. That
size.
they wanted me to be a part of it. So I got to, and it was a little bit later into the season. It was like 2 games into the season that I joined the team. So it was,
Oh wow.
yeah, because they didn't do the tryouts until school started, like the semester started, and they had already played a couple games.
Yeah, the season's already started.
Yeah,
For football,
so it was a little bit of a transition. I was a little bit behind on the, learning plays and everything, and
the uptake in that.
yeah, so I got to be a part of the team that in 2021. It was kind of a struggle. That was the year before Coach Fitzgerald got here.
Coach
so.
Fitzgerald, man, that guy's lighting it up down there, isn't he?
He is, yeah, he's awesome. I love
Yeah.
what he's doing with the program
Yeah.
here. So he's awesome. But I was there the year before he got here, so we were struggling that year. We had a little bit of a hard time.
So was that the only time you played for him?
Yeah, it was just that season.
man.
And then I had to step away for, I needed to focus a little bit more on school, and I needed a job and things like that. So I stepped away. Yeah, it was a hard decision.
Can't
but,
they pay you down there though?
well, so I hadn't started working at the PE building yet.
Ah.
So I was just,
No, but if you're good enough in football, they'll give you
and
money, right?
so I could have, if I had stayed around, I probably could have worked towards that. But
Yeah.
I was just a walk-on, so I wasn't on scholarship or anything.
Ouch.
Yeah, so it was,
That's hard.
it's a real grind when you're, a
Yeah.
walk-on, and
You're really pushing to get.
it kind
somewhere.
of leaned on my parents for funds and stuff, and
Ouch.
I had to,
Yeah.
decide to step away a little bit. So it was good though.
No. Well, at that point, it wasn't like that wasn't the dream. You weren't trying to be a football player, right? Mm-hmm. I read a couple of things. At that stage, you already made your mind up of what you wanted to do.
Yeah, so I was, it was a super. I mean, it was a life goal of mine to be able to play, and I felt like I had accomplished that.
Yep.
It was part of the reason why I had. It was more to prove to myself that I could do it, right? Because in high school, like I didn't get a lot of. I didn't start getting looks, people looking at me until my senior year to play, and even then, it never really amounted to much. I talked to a lot of coaches, went to a lot of visits, visited a lot of schools, but it never amounted to anything. And this was just to prove to myself, I think, that it was something that I could do. Because, I have a lot of doubts and things. And
We all do.
right? And, and it's like, well, why didn't I? Like, why can I? Is it even still possible? Like, I don't know. And being able to prove to myself that it was something that I could do, that I could be a part of a team like that was super cool to be able to
Experience.
see that. A big confidence booster for me, I think. So
You travel around with them and that sort of stuff?
no, so I was mostly practice guy. I was there at practices, got to work with everybody, and it was super cool to be around the team. I'd go to team meetings and stuff like that. I didn't travel though. I'd be on the sidelines at home games, but I wasn't. I didn't travel. So
No, and that's great. Just to be in that environment. But like I was saying, you have got, before you even come into that scenario, you had already known what your path was going to be.
yeah.
That's interesting because most people don't. They don't show up to college with I want to do X.
Yeah.
I mean, no one does, or not many. I mean, some do, and it's amazing when you can.
Yeah.
How was that? I saw a statement that you wrote it out what you were trying to do and what you were trying to achieve before you even went to a college. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been pretty
crazy stuff going
crazy
outside,
out
huh?
there. Yeah, I mean, it's growing up. I like I said, I was a huge fan of football. I've always wanted to be around sports my whole life. Grew up going to football games, BYU football games.
Yeah.
So I've been around that stuff all the time, and it was just a huge driving factor in my life. So it's a big passion of mine, and I believe that if you don't follow your passions, if you don't do what you love,
Man,
right? Like
so
I'd way
so
rather
short.
like I don't know if you can agree with this, but I've always found myself happier when I'm doing things that I love or I'm around people that I love than being stuck in a place that is good, right? You're making good money or whatever, but like
Yeah.
it's just miserable, right? Like because it's
Man.
not something you love. So I've always been a person that wants to be doing things that I'm passionate about, which
Yeah.
I think makes things so much more enjoyable in life. So
I've chased money for a long time, and it sucks.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? And I've had some great jobs. I've done some great things, but they weren't my passion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think it was all. I mean, it all formed me to get to where I am now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying it was good, bad, or ugly. Although there's times where it was hard. You know, especially when I traveled a lot for work, sales and things like that. And
Yeah.
ugh. It just leaves a foul taste in my mouth. You know, especially once you know the value of family and things like that. You want to be with your family.
Totally.
You know, and
Yeah.
if you can do it and your family can see you doing passionate things, it changes life for them too.
Mm-hmm.
My boys watching me do this sort of stuff. You know, do the news. They came in and watched me do the news the other day.
Awesome.
And, you know, like they're getting into it like, wow, Dad's up there just doing it. You know, and that was my first read through too on
Yeah.
camera. And I told him that. My boy's like, wow, how do you do that? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, you just muscle up and go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just shoot for the moon, right?
Oh, yeah,
Man amongst the
totally.
stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, so your passion's a big driver. I think that's great. Yeah, so you've stayed around what you know best, which
Mm-hmm.
is physical education / workouts and things like that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's your goal for that? What's your end play?
So as of right now, I'm not. Well, so originally coming into college, the goal was to be an athletic trainer,
Nice.
which is super cool. I was gonna, go into the program here at SUU, graduate with a degree in exercise science, and hopefully get into the program here. But they are shutting down the athletic training program here. Yeah, so they're no
wow.
longer doing that. They're not taking applications anymore. So that kind of threw a wrench into my plans. And I kind of took a step back and have been reevaluating. So I didn't change my degree or anything. I added physical education as a minor a year ago, because it's another fallback thing, being able to
Yeah.
coach and teach.
Yeah.
And then also, a lot of the classes are the same.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to add a
So
lot
you
of
can
different
piggyback a lot.
coursework.
get smart
And
with
then, so I'm going to be doing that, and we'll see from there. There's a lot of different paths that I can take. I can still go to athletic training at a couple of different schools. There's a lot of schools in Utah that do it. I could go down and do sports management.
Yeah.
There's a program down at Utah Tech that has that, and then
Utah Tech.
yeah, I know
Nah,
it's
that's
I don't want to, but
You'd be an asset to lose for sure.
yeah. And then there's also the possibilities of staying around here,
Yeah.
getting a degree in like public administration, like master's degree and stuff like that.
Oh.
And being able to.
What
work
would you do
through
with that?
That's just, I mean, being able to be like directors of stuff like public administration. So like anything, like
That's a
director
different-
wise and stuff like that. Work through, get to the top that way. So
Okay.
yeah.
Is that you passionate about? That sort of
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a passion, but it's something that I've found is interesting, and I think I would enjoy. It's kind of been my bosses over at the PE building. They're Brian. I don't know if you've met Brian Fullerton
I don't think
or
I have yet. No.
Nate Porter.
I know the name Nate Porter.
Yeah, you've probably heard the names. They're around.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They've kind of they're a pretty awesome example of
Yeah.
what you can do with stuff like that.
Oh,
And-
well then, yeah, that makes sense.
and they have a great time. They're awesome bosses. They're definitely the best bosses I've ever had in my life. So
Yeah.
like they've kind of that's a road that I can go down. That's
Yeah, the only reason why I think that would work is because you, as a leader, you have some clout. Like no, it's true, but I don't see you as an egotistical person, or you know what I mean. Like you don't have. Oh, I need to. You don't have an agenda for yourself. Although if you did, you know where to put that, so you know what you're going after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I actually think that would be probably pretty good in that aspect anyway. As long as you stayed around the fitness So I just see you're there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
You talk the
always been
language.
a goal to be around
Yeah.
sports or.
Have you thought about coaching or anything like
Yeah,
that?
I've thought about coaching my whole
You
life.
would like to be coaching,
Yeah,
I can
that's
see.
for a long time. I've thought about coaching.
Yeah.
It's a super. It's fun. It's cool.
Dude, go for it.
I've always wanted to have the experience of
Yeah.
coaching people.
Carve out time and get with the football side.
Yeah, and that's I've talked to so Nate Porter, he's the boss. He helps coach over at Cedar High School, and then Colt Evans, who's the intramural director. He's the defensive coordinator at Cedar High School.
Yeah.
So I've talked to them, and they're always they sound like they have a great time, and
Go
the
talk
work
to
that they
Coach
put
Fitz,
in, and
man.
it
Yes.
makes me want to do it really bad.
Do
so,
it.
Yeah, got to. I've
think
talked
you'd
to
be
them
great.
about stepping in and helping out there, and so
Yeah.
we'll see if things pan out like that. So
Would it be better on that level if you go to high school versus like under someone like Coach Fitzgerald?
yeah, I mean either way works out. Right. I mean college is obviously another step, right? You
a
start
huge
there.
step.
But high school is a really good stepping stone as well.
Sure.
So
If you get the runs, but that's a long game.
yeah,
You're- you're-
it is because you have to work your way up that way. But
Like for me, I could see if you worked under someone like, I mean, even if you just donated your time and you got around them, and maybe if they see your worth, maybe a gap opens up and he can put you somewhere.
exactly, yeah.
That is huge because then you're cutting years off. Because if
Right.
you go high school, I mean, I don't know nothing about it too, so take it with a grain of salt. But it
Yeah.
just feels like you'd have to do at least 2 years before the team could do anything really, really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're working with high schoolers, where
Yeah,
college,
and,
they're
and,
serious.
and high school is one of those sports where you're kind of just dealt the hand and you have to,
Yeah.
right? There's not in college
You're choosing.
you get to
Yeah.
pick and choose a little bit. In high school, it's the kids that are in the area. So
I'd go down there, man.
you don't get to have the team that you've built, right?
Yeah.
You gotta train the kids that are there, and to me, I actually kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
I've always leaned towards high school, just because I like the idea of developing,
Yeah.
athletes, getting them to the point where they can play in that next level.
Sure.
And,
If that's what you want to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
I mean, at that stage, then you'd want to make sure you get to a school that's really guided around football.
Yeah.
You might have to move to the south, down Alabama. or
Yeah,
something
down
like
to
that,
Texas or somewhere, yeah.
east, yeah.
Yeah, they're real nuts about
They are
football
all about
down
it.
there.
Yeah, like I think my analogy for this place here is maybe 2 in 5 houses are football guys. You know what I mean? Over there,
Yeah.
there's 6 out of 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think you'd be great at anything you wanted to do. You're a great leader. I like just the energy that comes from you. Like I said, you don't seem egotistical at all. Which is, that you're in an area where the ego drives a lot of fitness, right?
It does, yeah.
So that's a huge asset to have. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, dude, shoot for the moon. I would still start with someone like Coach Fitzgerald. He just has so much clout of where, and his climb to where he got to is super fast.
He's
Super
he's
fast.
come from all over. I mean,
Yeah.
he started real small
Yep.
and he's worked his way up. It's
I think he had and I don't know for sure to be honest with you, but what I was looking at last night, he had 2 or 3 assistant coaching jobs, and then they threw him in because he was getting results.
yeah, he's awesome. He's been all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been at Southern Virginia,
Yeah,
and then he went to Frostburg, and then now he's here, and
Yeah.
he's done great at all 3 of them.
all of them,
three.
he hit records.
Yeah,
records
he's-
all over.
He's obviously a great coach.
Yeah,
and, you can see the way that the players really react to the way
yeah,
he coaches. It's super. And I could see it because I got to kind of be part of the transition when he got here.
yeah.
I stepped away about 2 months after he got here, so I got to
See a little bit.
see him the way he is, how intense he is. He's an intense guy, and you get into the weight room and he comes in there and he'll call you out if you're not working hard. So
I like that.
he has a high standard for his guys, and it's super cool to see how how he's kind of shifted the program a little bit. So.
Yeah, but that's what you need to have that.
You do.
You need to be able to call people on whatever they're doing or not doing.
Yeah.
You know, maybe do you have that?
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah? I mean, if it came down to it, I think you could.
Yeah, I
mean,
think so.
You've been around it for such a long time.
Yeah,
too.
and having experiences and having seen it firsthand helps a lot. So
yeah, but then learning off that guy would be amazing, man. I think
awesome.
that'll be a big booster for your career.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah,
How long have you got here until you leave?
So I've got about a year left of school.
Yep.
But I'll probably stick around here for a little bit.
You like this area?
I love it. I love it.
It's
here.
nice, isn't it?
I love it here.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Spanish Fork in a lot of ways, but it's smaller.
Yeah.
Right. It's not as big, but
It's not as cold.
yeah, and so it reminds me a lot of there, and it's not far away from family, right? It's a decent drive, but it's not.
It's not bad.
It's not cross country or anything.
It's not like, hey, mum's sick, better come. Okay, I'm driving right now. I'll be
Right.
there in 3 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I love, and it's just a great area. It's beautiful here. You get the best of both worlds. You get the beautiful forest, mountains,
Yep.
and then Red Rock, like St. George.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love being
The
here.
hoodoos are just up on the hill here.
Exactly.
You go for a drive for like 10 minutes and you see hoodoos.
Yep.
Look them up. They're fun to see if you don't know what I'm talking about. But Utah is famous for that sort of stuff. And then we're only like 2.5 hours from Vegas.
Yeah.
Which we've got everything in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh,
I love
anything.
that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's such a cool place to be. So
No, that's awesome.
I wouldn't mind sticking around for a little bit.
Yeah, rightly so. Do you think we've crossed everything? Do you have anything you want to say, or any shout out to mum and dad or anything like that?
No, I mean, yeah, I feel like I talked about them quite a
Yeah,
bit. So
they're awesome.
they're great.
Yeah,
I
they
love,
raised a good kid here.
yeah, and same with my
You're a good
sisters.
man.
Shout them out as well.
Yeah,
They're awesome.
I hope they go good out there.
They're working hard. So
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And it could just do with anything, right?
Okay.
What makes the difference?
what makes the difference? Just I would just say finding the joy in life. I think is the difference.
Yeah.
Just being able to be happy, trying to be happy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard.
It's so hard.
Right, it's so hard to be happy sometimes,
Yeah.
especially in the world we live in nowadays. There's always something
Always fast, ready to go.
right,
Bang, 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 bang,
and there's always bigger things happening, and you can always be like, oh man, like how are we supposed to be happy in days
How
like
do you
this?
find
right?
happiness then?
Yeah, I've always found happiness in the small things. Right?
Yeah.
Just the fact that you got out of bed today and you got to school, you got to work, you
Count your
you got
blessings.
to see your friends today.
Yeah.
You got to go do your workout today. You got to do whatever. The small
have a
things.
good
The
laugh.
small things are the small things build, right?
Yeah.
So you build on those small things. Eventually, you get to the big things. You have a good day
Yeah.
overall. So
I want to touch on that just a little bit. I would say it's like if you get out of a relationship, right? So you just had a breakup, they hurt so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you broke up for a reason. Where there's chinks in the armor, you got to move on. Most people quickly run as fast as they can and find another one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or another one, or another one, or another one. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a Band-Aid on a Band-Aid. I would suggest to not do that.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Because that just takes you down a path of pain.
yep,
And to cleanse your palate, which takes months and months. It took
Yep.
me 3 years. You know what I mean? There's people out there that live full lives just doing that path right there. Because
Yeah.
when you finally meet someone, you really mesh, like it's so strong
Yeah.
and powerful because you're not relying on someone to bring some happiness to you. You're already complete and whole.
Right.
Learn how to love yourself first,
exactly.
and then
Right,
go for it.
and that's the it builds, right? If you
It's
go
an
chase the
attitude.
big things, right? Anybody can go chase the big things,
Yeah.
right? But like, you build yourself up to the person that people would want to be around. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And the hardest thing too is our brains are so hard to change, so hard to do anything in a fast motion, I suppose, especially when it comes to habits and things to change, right? The other tricky part about that is most males and most females, we don't have to get along to be able to mate. And that's
You're right.
the hardest thing, because mating always works, but the rest doesn't catch up in time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's so quick to go do that versus, sorry if it seems crap. I don't know. I just think that clouds so many things.
Yeah, it does.
There's something to be said about cleansing your palate. Don't jump from one bed to another.
Yeah, totally.
There's a bit of a tangent there, isn't it? Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks, man.
Of course, yeah.
Baker, you're an amazing guy. I appreciate you taking the time to come in. Yeah. Shout out to the programs that you're doing. Are they full? Can people go join in?
Yeah, so right now, the biggest things we have coming up, we've got a 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
Ooh.
So join that.
Yeah.
Like we need more teams for that. We want as many
teams.
teams as we can for that. So
3-on-3. How long does the games go?
So it'll be. We haven't fully worked out the.
But they're going to be shorter games.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's half court, 3-on-3.
Okay.
Quick games.
Wow.
So it's going to be a 1-day tournament. Like 1 day.
Done.
Thing.
One and done.
It depending on how many teams we get. If we get a lot of teams, we'll change it to
up.
2 days. But but as of right now, it's a 1-day thing.
That sounds like fun.
It's super cool. So we got that, and then we're also trying to get like an NCAA 25, like football, video game tournament.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of PS5s. We've got the games. We've been working out a way to try and do a little tournament with playing that game. So
wow.
We're trying to get people to do that. We've been struggling marketing that one. We would love for people to sign up for that.
When's this going to happen, and where can we sign up
So
for that?
we've been talking about when we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that in a couple of weeks. So we've still got plenty of time to sign up for that.
Okay.
The website is IMLeagues.
IMLeagues.
Yeah, IMLeagues.com.
Okay.
And then you just register for SUU, and it'll take you to the page with all of the intramural things. It'll be right there. It'll say NCAA 25 tournament.
Okay, and that's for the football.
Yeah, that's for the game.
The
yeah.
game, the PS5. That should be a blast.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
If we get a lot of people to sign up for that, that would be.
Let me know when that happens, and
For
I'll come and do a piece on it.
Sweet. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, we'll let you know.
We'll put it on the news.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you being
here. Of course,
here.
yeah. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, you have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you, YouTube. I'll stop that.
All right.
Dude, what do you think?
That was
Pretty
awesome.
cool, huh?